what's happening, what it is. Hey, I mean, you already know, everywhere. But anyway, I wanted to just let y'all know to keep practicing, for real. In no time. You already know. Anyway, just check out these, I'm going to explain a little bit more about our movements, don't concentrate on your movements. Do not concentrate on your, don't, who could think to do this? I'm not planning this. This is energy outside. I'm just moving my body in circular motions when you find out how to do it, So all these is ways to get that energy focus to come out. You know what I'm saying? If you just, all of these are ways that you're learning how to, if you ever had to go in this manner, if you ever had to do it, how more precise and sufficient you can land it. So and never mimic another person, because you can never do that. Because if you're working with the energies outside, you already know you're not even moving. You letting your arms go in that circular motion.
Those days, the traditional way of training, a student didn't know any better, because they were taught to be respectful, to loyalty, and to do exactly as the teacher taught. And Bruce Lee comes up, he said, you cannot mimic, you cannot imitate the instructor. You, the individual, have to express yourself your own personal way.
He always told me you need to research, you need to experiment, you need to create. If you research and experiment, then from the creation you will develop.
Man is always in a learning process. Style is a concluding, established, solidified something. You cannot do that, because you learn every day as you go on.
It has to constantly evolve, not changing just for the sake of changing, but seeking to make it better.
Like many people look to an instructor. Most of them, they say, hey man, what is the truth? Would you hand it over to me? So therefore, one guy would say, now, I'll give you my Japanese way of doing it. And another guy would say, I'll give you the Chinese way of doing it. To me, that's all baloney.
Those days, the traditional way of training, a student didn't know any better, because they were taught to be respectful, to loyalty, and to do exactly as the teacher taught. And Bruce Lee comes up, he said, you cannot mimic, you cannot imitate the instructor. You, the individual, have to express yourself your own personal way. This is our Jeet Kune Do. At that time it wasn't Jeet Kune Do, but today it is our Jeet Kune Do, the own personal expression.
Like many people look to an instructor. Most of them, they say, hey man, what is the truth? Would you hand it over to me? So therefore, one guy would say, now, I'll give you my Japanese way of doing it. And another guy would say, I'll give you the Chinese way of doing it. To me, that's all baloney. To me, that's all baloney.
He always told me you need to research, you need to experiment, you need to create. If you research and experiment, then from the creation you will develop.
Man is always in a learning process. Style is a concluding, established, solidified something. You cannot do that. You cannot do that, because you learn every day as you go on.
It has to constantly evolve, not changing just for the sake of changing, but seeking to make it better.
Now, I'm going to attempt to explain a little bit in depth, all right? Now, all this right here, in all actuality, it's just making your hands go in circles, okay? There's simplicity to this. And there's a real reason why I stress this to you, okay? People follow one way to do everything when you know there's more ways to do anything. But nevertheless, when you put positive and negative together, like the yin yang, or even in electronics, you must have positive as well as the negative in order to create a flow. All right? A battery cannot work with just positive sides. It must have negative sides too, the yin yang. One circle's going one way, the other one's going the other way. Yin and yang, positive and negative together. You know what I'm saying? Balance. All right? But see, when we're doing this type of stuff, yes, it's flowing like water, of course. All right? And that's what Bruce Lee said. Be water. You must flow like this. But see, you're not really moving. One thing you're really doing is learning slowly how to move in a circle motion. Because if you're moving in a circle motion, you'll never have to worry about overextending your arm and hurting your elbow. You're always going to be in a circular motion. So your hands is going to come out just like that tiger. He knows, or that lion, you know what I mean? He knows where not to throw because he's like a rubber band, first of all. You know what I mean? And the power is actually coming from here, coming from your so-called gut, or what they call the dantian, But see, I've learned, and this is why I'm giving you this, man. It took me a few years, to get where I'm at. Now I'm giving you this step, and if you take it from where I'm giving it to you, then, you start off, kicking indoors. I mean, all these other, that's just a term to let you know that you have that much momentum starting out, brother, sisters, gods, and goddesses. So pay attention. You already know moving like this is not. See, when we say manifesting in the physical, if you manifest balance in your movement in your body, you have manifested in the physical. So it's got to be in the spiritual, and it's got to be in the solar realm, the solar time. It has to be there in order to, do what you do. And while you're moving like this, see, I'm not formulating none of this. I'm just making my arms stay in a circle of motion no matter where I go. See, I'm not making nothing up. I'm just turning with the water, And I know, see, this is the reason why they practice slow. All right? So, when we practice slow, you're learning, though, how to do this. So once you get it and you feel it all in your body, you know how to deliver a punch. Now, all these slow moves can be fast at any time you choose to, okay? Anytime you choose to. But you must understand what you're doing. You're not attacking. Ain't no punches thrown here. All of these are blocks. Everything you're going to do is going to be a block because you're not sending. You know how they said a good defense is a good offense. Okay? So, offense. See, here comes somebody who wants to offend. Alright? Remember, you're supposed to be on the defensive, but a good defense is a good offense. So, here comes one who wants to offend. So, my job is to throw him off. See? A good offense. So when he throws that one, he wants to throw a two-piece, and you over here like this, and that was his right hand, you know, like that, he can't, where he's going to throw his other hand at? And if I happen to grab hold of his hand, he's wide fucking open to here. You know what I mean? You know, anything, I can choose to just break his hand. You know what I'm saying? And not deal with him and go to his partner who looks a little bit more, you know, important than him or whatever. Nevertheless, we're not going there. But what I'm saying to you is, these methods can be fast at any time, you know, because you know how to run the whole machine as one, all right, like this. See, now most people wouldn't even throw like this. They wouldn't even conceive it. But see, when you're moving, you look at my arms, look at my legs, look at my waist. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing is, see, this is how you move to get at least 25 pounds of pressure in every move you're making, even if it's a quick, you know, turn. They can be much more faster. But you know what I mean, when you doing things, you know, you might, you know, want to practice like this and get it down first. And don't try to do nothing. Don't try to control your movements. Because just the only thing you want to do is keep your hands in a circle of motion as best as possible. And learn these ways. Now, you might be saying, they look weak. But see, these are, first of all, calculated. I can't give you a number, but it's calculated in a manner that, you remember Neo, when he was fighting him, it was almost he was doing it real slow, because you're not thinking about fighting. You know, you're protecting. So once you do that, you know, somebody comes to move, you know exactly, no matter where you at, you know exactly how to move away from that. You know, when you get scared, or let's just say you doing something, you got your back turned, and you turn around and somebody's there, you know that big type of energy force that hits your ass and like takes your, you know, makes your heart just boom like that. Well, guess what? That's an atomic molecular bomb, all right? Giving you energy. Your body is only created to give you the energy to carry out either fright or flight. I mean, fight or flight, all right? So, when you know what to do, see what I'm saying? You got so much energy. If you know all the meridians and how to move away, and you don't go to strike first, do never, ever strike first. Never do that. And never, ever talk shit. Let them talk shit. And just be as poet. Well, I'm not going to be able to let you do that, brother. Simple. You got to keep your frequency low. Not wanting to avoid anything. Okay? Because if you come up and start talking a little bit too much, yeah, you know, man, you know what? What you talking about? Cuz and all that type of shit, it's going to put you in that frequency and you're out of protection. Now you're trying to be outside of what you have just learned about your body. You know what I mean? This is for protection and protection only. This ain't for, you know, wanting to go out in the street and battle motherfuckers, see how good you is. That's stupid as shit. And do not come, I know none of that bullshit. This is so we can get back in touch. You know what I'm saying? When we become, aware and eyes is 100% open on certain things, we don't dance, we don't look at TV, and we don't listen to the radio. All them good songs, man, I don't like listening to them. Like I heard one guy, say, he said, he don't like listening to no more. And but I identified him because I identified with him because I've been saying that for the longest of times. You know what I mean? Because I feel that that shit is something else, you know what I mean? Nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? Not putting none of it down, but I am putting it where it's supposed to be. And that's that Meatronic shit. Don't send me back to some broken sorrow shit. All that shit. Fuck that. Anyway. All this is, not calculated. But if you needed to run something out, and this is what assures you 25 pounds of pressure. For the simple fact, like the trash compactor, like any hydraulic set, it runs off fluid. The hose is rubber, but it runs off fluid. You know what I mean? So, in order to push a certain way, most motherfuckers push with their shoulder and just use their legs. You know what I mean? No, you gotta get in a way that you can use your legs. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say we're going this way. I can switch it, well, anyway, you gotta use your legs, your hips, your back, your shoulder, and at the end, the turning of your feet. You gotta get into a position where you can use all of that power. Because that's how that wheel on a train, them old trains that go like this, see that wheel turning, right? But it's pushing that rod completely back. If you were in front of that or anywhere near that and that rod hit your ass, it's got a complete circular motion and power generated just like the hydraulic system hitting your ass. Pow! You see what I'm saying? Knocking your ass out just like a damn horse that'll jump up and kick you with his hind legs or whatever type of legs. You know what I'm saying? Real legs. So nevertheless, this is why you do this. You know what I'm saying? So you can always get shit. It's no big thing, and it's easy, and it's better than jogging. You know what I mean? And it's better than working out. And like I said before, if it's manifested in the physical, you can kind of sure that it has, aligned your left and right hemispheres, like a lot of the Matronic shit. When it comes one-sided, not holistic, no mind, no body, no soul, Maya, your Maya without reading the walls. And if you did, it had to be what's written inside of you and you only. And a quick episode of all the hieroglyphics that's inside of you genetically, take your fingerprints and look at them. Put some color on them and put them on a wall and stare at them. See what they do. I'm not sure if it'll do something, but that's just what just came out. Nevertheless, we channel in the spirit without a seance. If you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? This is molecularly right now changing atoms within me, opening up neural pathways with the left and the right brain in constant conformity, opening up ways that never knew existed, hallways, many mansions, and don't let me get drastic. Nevertheless, you already know practice daily, and you should already understand that you need this for health reasons and for protection reasons, you know. Or since you don't dance no more, all that energy, you know what I'm saying, you ain't a good fighter. See, that's one thing about fighting. You say, I'm a good fighter. Well, you don't know shit. That's, you can be good, but if somebody's good at throwing your ass off balance, how good is your fight? Your fight is bullshit. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why when you learn what you learn, that's why every move is a block. Every move in Tai Chi is just a block. We're not striking. We're not striking a goddamn thing. You strike the water when you hit it. Be water. You know, be water. You know what I'm saying? So what you seeking is basically cover, you know, and protection. That adrenaline hit your ass, you like, Wah! You know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping about too much of shit. You know, you know what I'm saying? You know where to go. You already know where to go. Depending on her way he move, because you've been practicing all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So when that motherfucker do some old stupid, you'll know. You know exactly before he even sense the shit. Because the energy right now, you're not doing this. So when that energy force get in front of you, you're going to be able to feel the frequency exactly where to go. As soon as he wake one up, you know, or whatever it is, you know, you'll be there. Remember that song, I'll be there. Just look for me. Look over your shoulder. Oh, there's something real motherfucking mystical. Nevertheless. And nevertheless. You know what I'm saying? That's not ego. That's not even confidence. That's saying for all y'all to have that, just that much shit back in your ass. But don't start shit, and always never try to get involved in shit. For real, for real. Because I'm telling you, when the mother see, it's real dangerous. Because if a motherfucker just throw in, I could just break his whole goddamn arm without trying to even do it. You know, for real, so can you. Nevertheless, you know, that's why they say never fear, because the only ones that never fear, or to get up to the level of no fearing, let's just say 80% of the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes it may make you hesitate. Okay, depending on the impact or whatever, but it shouldn't, because the only time you're gonna know, all right, how good you are is test your limits. Test your limits and be prepared to go in the directions in which you have set before yourself. You know, if I can show you anything of what I have learned, because I am not a teacher, but I say study yourself, and I'm just showing you what I have learned. Just like this, you know what I'm saying? I just found this pathway. I just opened this pathway right here. You know, the only thing I gotta do is keep my hands in circular motions, and then just start telling me what this could actually do, you know, because everything right now is aligned, you know. I don't know what I might have to do right here. But see, right there, it'll take some practice. So I gotta, you know, you'll find out exactly what to do. Don't try to do nothing. Just let your body do it. See, it's not the mind communicating with the body. It's the body communicating with the forces and the spectrum of electromagnetic pulsations, like the water of Nu. You know, and remember, these slownesses can become fast at any time. Anytime. and you'll get the whole wine how to drop 25 pounds of pressure right at a motherfucker and drill it in his ass. Once you get your distance from the motherfucker, spin him around, and when you know that you got the clear, you don't bang out with a motherfucker because you might get knocked out. So what you do, you keep on your blocks and your throw-offs is what opens them up. So you gotta remember, it's not how good he is. Because it don't matter how good you is. If a person can get you off, throw you off balance, that's the only thing it is. Never strike a person that's coming in on you. Let them come on, and if you get all the way up on you already know these turns. It's like a drill turning, spinning, you know what I mean? It's like a drill will be moving with the continuity of hydraulic, just like the hydraulics they put on them damn machines that they get in, and big old machines, all this shit. Well, that's what you become. This is what you become, because you know how to bring it on. And the only thing you gotta do is practice. It's not gonna come easy, man. Sisters, oh man, guys and gods, it's not gonna come easy, but just continue to do it. Don't you want to expand your mind without taking no fucking chemicals? Check it out then. Alright, check it out. Do it every day. And then just get these slow, then you already know. You'll be throwing punches, of course you already know. I don't feel like doing it so fast right now, though. You know what I mean? And then you just start just doing anything with your hands. Find poses and just stay in them. See where where you start getting tensed at, then try to relax where you're tensed at. Because your whole body, in order to move as one, should be relaxed. So you figure that out. Then you move on to the next one. And then you can just stop right here. Feel everything in your legs, your body, your back. If your back, you think that's like a poor posture, straighten him up. Put a little dignity, prowler in it a little bit more. Hold that, but then relax. And then move around. Move around. What that was basically. You understand? Move around. Circular motions. It'll show you. When you're moving, look at my whole body and my back. It's gonna bring it. It's gonna, keep it going. Do what you do. And you got to do it well.